Hi, this is a bit of an experiment because I haven't put up a video here forever. So the only people who will watch this will be people who used to watch me. So if that's one of you, great. I don't know if this will get a single view. I like the internet the way it was years ago, or you go back 12 years ago to YouTube and like any idiot could just throw up some videos and then people will find it and comment, and then it's almost like you can have a community out of nowhere. Whereas right now, obviously, everything is all like the professional channels and all that. And part of me does want to take the time to make like a more professional channel, but it's not going to be under the SLMRCS YouTube channel. What am I going to talk about today? Should people follow their passions? And as someone who's like 48 years old and kind of ended up as a naturopathic doctor, and I kind of feel like the answer should just be like, no, don't follow your passion, because the majority of people, like probably overwhelming majority of people who end up like trying to follow their passion, are just going to end up making less money with a lot more stress. And then as you go through life, you realize that there's a lot more to life than what you do. What is your job? And it's almost like that job is a means to an end. Is your passion sports, or is it like participating in art or creating something, or is it your family, or is it your own personal enrichment? Having a decent paying job that allows you to live in a stress-free environment and pursue everything else is probably a better way to pursue your passion than to try to do it through an occupation. And I feel like I'm in a line of work where you get like 20% of people who are like extremely successful, and then you just get like this big muddle in the middle, and then a lot of people who don't make it and do anything at all. And I definitely know a lot of those people from school who just did not succeed at all as naturopathic doctors. Like that never went anywhere. And then you're kind of aware that there are other people kind of doing this who struggle all awful lot just to get started. And after 15 years of just like some ups and downs and ups and downs, it's like, well, I would have just made more money if I kept my old occupation as a mail carrier. And then it's like, if I'm just a mail carrier, then I would just kind of have things set in, and I'll have a lot less passion. I mean, I would have a lot less stress, and I would be able to actually follow other things that I care about. Also, as you get older, it's not that you lose passion for life. It's more like, well, maybe what you're interested in, what you want to do, is going to end up changing. So then, and when you're in your 20s or 30s even, you might have a lot of energy, like, yeah, I'm going to go do this, I'm going to start this. And it's not that you don't have, again, the passion or the desire to live life when you're 48 compared to your 20 when you're 28. It's just that when you're 48 years old, you don't want to be like, okay, I'm going to kind of start something new. Like, you really don't want to do that. You want to be focused on enjoying your life because you set things up to do that. And it could be that if you're following your passion when you're 28 years old, and you're in a situation like me where you're not really like enjoying this new part of your life because you're still trying to just get your shit together, because that never really worked out, to begin with. And, honestly, I've been spending more time the last year learning day trading. That's like the typical guy thing. Like, okay, you're looking for something else to do and you're in your 40s. Why don't you learn day trading? Because then you can just kind of get around everything else. But that takes like years to do, or years to really learn how to do that and make money. And honestly, I wouldn't say don't learn day trading. I definitely want to work more at it. But the danger is, if anyone wants to learn day trading, just paper trade, or don't go out and put your life savings in day trading that you haven't gotten down. I have not done that. I have not blown accounts. But you can go on YouTube and see videos of other people doing that. But it's like, I'd rather just honestly day trade than be a naturopathic doctor or work on being a naturopathic doctor. And I like, realistically, I think that's a better option long term than this. So that's kind of how I feel about following my passion. Did it really lead me towards something that I love? Can I at least say, well, maybe don't have the security of a good job. Maybe I don't have the money of a good job, but at least I'm living my life doing something I'm passionate about. And it's like, no. You can think, oh, I want to be a healer, but then once you're out in like the real world, you end up, yeah, you have cases that you love. You have the cases that in some ways make it worthwhile, but then you know, in many other ways, it just turns into like a job, and then you have to do like so many other things that are just job related, and then you have the clients who drive you crazy, who you don't want to deal with. And, you know, it's just part of my nature to be really skeptical of things, that over time I just start to become skeptical of everything, including whatever field I go into. And while I definitely believe in natural health and I don't believe in much of the conventional model, what I started to notice over the years is there's just like the natural field has become so much about marketing right now, and there's marketing and overcomplicating things to people. There's marketing and selling the idea to people that they must have Lyme disease, or they must have this, or they must have that, and they must spend God knows how many thousands of dollars on fancy functional lab tests or this or that, because it's sort of like there's nothing that's going to get you to believe something more than if you can make money out of it. And, you know, if someone's feeling tired and run down, there's not necessarily a lot of money in telling them to do some intermittent fasting, you know, and to like de-stress, you know, and things like that. Because I've been through a lot of health issues in my past, and it's kind of like, oh, what really works? What really makes me feel better? Well, it's working on reducing stress, which is, and if, of course, if you want to reduce stress, don't become a naturopathic doctor. But it's like intermittent fasting, you know, and eating like a whole food diet. It's not necessarily, oh, I need to go out and spend like tens of thousands of dollars on things for me to be healthy. And I can say that as someone who's dealt with a lot of like fatigue issues, a lot of like health problems where there's no actual like conventional diagnosis for, and you kind of realize, well, someone else who's been in that situation could now go to one of these like functional medicine doctors or whatever and be told you need to run all these labs and all these tests and blah 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 blah, and then next thing you know, you could spend 2-3 years doing all those tests, taking all these supplements, really overcomplicating it, when in fact it's kind of really simple. So it's like, okay, that's my model of health right now. And well, I'm in an unlicensed state. I'm in a state that doesn't license this naturopathic doctor, so I'm not going to make money from, oh, I'll take the insurance and I'll run like these lab tests on you, so it's all out of pocket. And I kind of like blown away by some of the lunatic things that you see in the holistic health field, especially the hyping up of anyone with a mystery case is Lyme and mold and blah, 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 blah. And I don't think all these people have Lyme and mold. I think that even if they're getting well treating Lyme and mold, it's just by happenstance. Because just because you think you're treating something in health, whether it's conventional or, you know, holistic, but more likely if you're doing a holistic or natural health treatment, just because you think you have Lyme or you think you have Epstein-Barr virus or you think it's whatever, that might get you to do the things you need to do to improve health, and you feel better, and you think that you're treating this crazy thing, when in fact there was no there was nothing that you were actually treating. And then like once you kind of have this realization, and you realize, hey, there's so many people kind of in the field that you're doing, and they're selling a lot of complexity to people, and they're putting themselves out as the expert for this. And then it's like, well, I really don't want to sell complexity to people. And you know, so I'm just kind of almost like sick of this field. I think that the natural field needs a bit of like people need to step back and just be like, simplify this. Enough of the fear mongering and all this other lunacy, and which kind of makes me not want to like look for, like, in a sense, if I had a job in my field, it would be a lot easier. But then it's like, what would I do if I have like a job somewhere else instead of just having my own business? Like, would I feel comfortable like just jumping into whatever system? And I think most people will. Like, if you tell someone this is your job and you're going to make money doing this, they're just going to go ahead and do it, and they're not even going to think about it. They will convince themselves that this is true because it's making them money. And I suspect, if anyone knows INFP type from MBTI, the INFP type is going to follow their personal feelings first, which makes it very hard to be like, well, there's some external factor there which is telling me I should just do whatever, but so I'm just going to feel that I should do it. So in terms of this whole naturopathic doctor thing, I'm really bad with charging enough money for what I do. I'm really bad with hyping up to people that they have to come back and do this and that and that and that and that and that. It's more like, well, come back when you kind of need to. You know, it's like today, someone came back from April and oh, she was feeling bad with something. She just wants a little more of it. You know, I didn't like hype this up as, oh, well, you needed to come in for like a zillion visits and all this and that. And it feels like it's a race to the bottom because it's like I should charge more, but it doesn't matter how little I charge. I'm always going to get those people who are like, well, I don't have a lot of money, help me out, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, there are plenty of people out there who would be very happy to pay me minimum wage, you know. And then you do get some of the people who look at it from the other way and they're happy to pay, but it's sort of like, I feel like I'm in this field where I need to have the personality to hype people up about a program and to sell them complexity and to get them coming back for this and that and that. And that's not really what I am. And it's just kind of ends up being this grinding struggle just to you know, get by. And some people, like some refills of supplements or whatever, and it's really not something I feel like doing. And it's just stepping back, you kind of realize, well, yeah, I would have almost just been better off if I was still a mail carrier. I would have had, you know, like, why did I leave that? Or what if I just became an accountant or just went into some field that wouldn't be like, is there such a thing that would not have been overly burdensome, but I could just kind of go in and do? Because the fundamental question is going into a field where you're following your passion, leading towards so much stress and work and aggravation and long hours trying to make your passion work, that everything else that you can get meaning from life out of just gets thrown away. And then when you get tired of following this passion, you're left with nothing except learn day trading. So this is kind of like a depressing video. Maybe I can make more content here if anyone's interested. I can make more like philosophical rants about how insane the world is. Maybe I can make some philosophical rants about Israel. Maybe that's popular because I'm not a Zionist. You can make some more. I can make some philosophical rants about how irrelevant and stupid the U.S. political system is, how the morality is stupid, how I don't believe in shit. Although I really kind of had it on my mind to make a more professional channel, change the name, and see how that goes, just for the sake of having a platform where I can like talk to other people, because I don't really have anything like that online, and Facebook is junk. So what happened was COVID came out. It's like everyone who was like on the liberal side of things like they left my community because I like anti-COVID, but then I was left with like talking to all of these conservatives, and now it's like, okay, well, I'm just sick of them now that COVID is over. I can make a video on why people will just jump into fighting the COVID war or not believing in it, and whether or not they're right or wrong, it's like the reasons for that, you know, is all bullshit. And most people have no idea why they believe what they believe or why they think what they think, and it's kind of annoying. Anyway, I should just end this here because now I'm going off on other things. But my advice to any young people is, if you really, really want to follow your passion, spend like 5 years learning day trading, and then you can make money sitting in your underwear, you know, working 30 minutes a day. But put in the time, do the paper trading. Don't just take whatever money you have and throw it away in the stock market. Okay, that's it. Bye.